Welcome everyone to Memel Talk, and today we have very interesting person, Zaqaria Chikadze, and let's see what Zaqaria is doing in Klaipeda and what he has done in his life and what else he has to offer to this beautiful city. Welcome, Zaqaria.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. Hello, everybody. I hope our conversation will be interesting. Let's see.
So, how are you doing? I mean, how was your day today? And
My day was amazing.
Good.
Yeah. I'm doing well.
Great.
Every day new experience, every day new things, new challenges. Yeah.
And
My life rule is to be always amazing.
Nice.
Because we don't have the time to get involved in how to say, in a not amazing conditions.
I totally agree. I mean, I also see when things are like down or up, and I try to count them, and there are still more things to be thankful than to complain about.
That's a cool thing actually that you mentioned, ups and downs. And when I'm saying that when people are asking me how I am doing and how I feel, I'm always saying amazing, and people think that, oh, really, he has everything what he needs and what he wants. But the thing is that the amazingness of life is with its ups and downs, you know. If like people who cook, they would understand it perfectly because when you cook a dish, you mix sometimes spices and salt and even sugar in dish, you know, and at the end you get a very beautiful dish. And that's life, you know. You're gonna have downs and ups, and you're gonna have stressful and pleasure moments, but the amazingness of life is with all of these ingredients. And the balance between them, and that's what makes life amazing. Because only one side, it's just not colorful, you know.
Exactly.
And we should see a colorful life, like
exactly. Right, and I think it's such a rich start of the conversation. I did not expect that we will start that deep just right at the beginning, but I think it's just you, right? This is who you are, and yeah. Well, thank you for such good words. I'm gonna ask you a very cliche question, and I think you have been asked this question so many times here. Why did you choose Klaipeda? I mean, why did you come here?
Because it's cold. I'm joking, no. Yeah, why I chose Klaipeda? Actually, at the beginning I didn't have any idea of Klaipeda, how was life here, and so on and so on. The only thing what I was oriented was actually the university, LCC, International University, that offered me international community.
Right.
And the major what I wanted, psychology major, and this was very much attractive for me to live with the international students and share my culture and get their culture. And by this, as a result, I would learn more about the human and the mentalities and the morals and philosophy of life.
Great, and I think we both can relate to the internationality aspect of LCC that offers. And and I have seen you for 4 years. I'm also here in 4 years, and I think we have been interacting sometimes.
Yes.
And during the community events, and just being in one university, one hostel, one bendrabuti. So yeah, great. So tell me, like, what were you doing before coming to Lithuania?
Wow, that's a question that needs quite a few hours. But okay, I will do very brief I was living my best life
Oh,
in
okay.
Georgia, and I graduated from few universities back to Georgia before coming here, and yeah, I was experiencing new things, and I was observing life, and LCC as a university was another stage for me to keep moving and to develop further. Yeah, and then actually after coming here, Klaipeda offered me amazing things, amazing people, amazing friends, and I'm not talking only about the international culture, international students and international culture, but it actually showed me more colorful life and more beauty of the human, and indeed, it did. So.
Nice. So, maybe you can summarize some of your experiences before coming to the.
So we can go.
What are the things you've been doing, man?
Okay. As you wish.
Yeah.
I was working in TV station.
Nice.
For 12 years.
Wow.
Yes, and almost all kind of positions
Nice.
in TV station. I was working as a manual therapist, and I was working as a advisor for people with some life issues, and I was advisor of the couples in difficult relationships, and all of these experiences have a background of graduation, so background of the academic knowledge, and yeah, that was pretty much my life, and I was involved in politics a little bit, I was involved in a party that would fight against the human rights violations and other kind of violations, and we were more oriented on freedom of speech, low wages, the condition of living, how to and conditions in prison for prisoners. To have like human conditions and somehow level up. And in this time I was I was leading actually with my few friends the young youth wing of this party. Yeah, nice. So and also I have some experience in HR. Kind of workforce field where you need to observe and study the workers and then provide the tools for motivation and increase their workability.
Very nice.
Yeah, and currently I'm working in Elgesio sprendimai. Yes, with kids on spectrum and with people on spectrum. And currently I'm continuing advising people, and I'm helping them to find the solutions and somehow get out from the difficulties and toughness of life.
Great. Great. I want to talk more about what you're doing right now, and you have already just said a bit. But I want to go back to because I myself is very much interested in human rights.
Yes,
and I think the way we see justice right now and how the convicted is treated. I mean, what are your views about it? If you get my question.
Can you elaborate the question, please?
You talk about like you were involved in human rights activities.
Yes.
And you talked about quite a few things, but the thing that really hit me was like the rights of the prisoners.
Yes.
Based on the human rights, like how prisoners and people who are being imprisoned, how they are being treated. So what do you think about it? I wanna know if you can share. That would be great.
Yes. Yes. How they need to be treated. This is your question, right?
Right.
Prisoners. Who commits the crime.
Yeah.
Let's take a terrible crime.
Right.
Taking someone's life, that's a huge crime, right? However, I would quote one of my professors that I agree with, that every human has dignity.
Yes.
Every human has dignity. The first thing is that if we take dignity from we don't talk about dignity. The thing is that if a person committed crime, this person is already faced the consequences by being in prison, right?
Right.
It's already a consequence, and it's already payback thing.
Right.
Kind of payback thing, because people cannot give back the life that they take too. And another thing is that if this person is already answering and sits in chair of responsible,
right, realizing that he did commit.
We don't know for the stage he or she is realizing, but then there comes another aspect from our side that should we make the life of the prisoners tougher?
Yeah.
Should we humiliate this person because of the crime? Or can we actually show this person the dignity of human by the example of treatment?
Right.
By the explanation, by the psychological help, by the support of society?
Right.
So I'm not coming out now from the convention of the Vienna or something like this.
Right.
I'm talking about the basic human needs, the person committed a crime and he's or she's sitting quite a few years in prison, and what we do is we oppress more. We make this person angry, and we fill this person with a hatred by the bullying or calling, or these prisons, sometimes it's not sometimes quite mean, most of the time, it's very much tough place, and they would treat them as a thing, as a meat.
Totally understand.
And there is no humanity.
Yes, and this is how, okay, let's say some of the prisons in the world, I heard Norway is doing really great, Finland is doing really great.
I cannot comment because I'm not into
You
this.
didn't.
I don't know. I know that they're kind of it's high ranked prisons.
Right.
And the human rights are there quite well, but we should have a balance always.
That's true.
We should have a balance, sometimes we forget about balance, and what we do is that either we let everything to happen, or we prevent everything with the force. We need the balance.
Right, and I think, I'm sure you're on about the restorative justice and retributive justice.
Yeah.
Retributive justice is when you punish the offender, but restorative justice where you come to the agreement with the offended and the offender. But you talked about the balance, life balance.
Yes.
So as you said, you have done so many things. So this is just how I think.
Yes. Please.
You have all these things inside you. Your experiences, the people you met, you have the network, right? It's just there. How do you keep that alive? Number one. And number two is, how do you prevent yourself from burnout and being tired and tell me what's your chill hour?
So we talk about the motivation.
Oh yeah.
Kind of motivation. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
How I'm keeping it in myself, that's a memory.
Yeah.
And so the one thing what I'm doing in my life is that I never regret. I have a lot of mistakes, as every human. However, instead of regretting and instead of staying with a problem there somewhere back in the past, I'm trying to say that, okay, that's a mistake, obvious mistake, because it had a kind of consequences, not pleasant consequences, and I try to learn from it. And I'm like, dividing the whole, I'm creating a plan in my mind and dividing this problem as a mistake, and I'm saying, okay, where I was mistaken. And as soon as I'm finding the mistake, I'm trying to fix it. I'm not going in graving that, oh, what have I done? I'm saying, that's okay, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it and fix it. To fix this kind of mistake, there are quite a ways that people should come up with themselves. Sometimes apologize, okay, and enough. Sometimes the whole process you need to face the consequence. Yeah, that's the point, and that's how I don't forget these things. How I'm staying motivated to do the things is that, and I'm getting tired. And I'm getting burned out. The point is that we need to be rational, but we need to have a balance between rationality and the emotional condition, and the sensitivity. And this balance helps me to overcome this burnout thing, because as soon as I'm burning out and I'm tired, I'm thinking, okay, what made me tired? Instead of just getting angry or forget everything and lay down and feel sad about me or depressed or stressed out, I'm thinking, okay, I feel tired. First of all, the admission is very, very, very important thing, significant thing to what is happening with you.
Right.
You shouldn't avoid, you shouldn't say that that's okay, I'm not tired, I'm not burnout. You say that, yeah, you are burnout, because what is the significant part of solution? Finding a problem. When you find a problem, you can solve it. And the thing is that the first thing, I'm admitting that I'm tired and burnout, and then I'm thinking why I'm tired, and then I'm thinking how I can get rid of it.
Right.
And the second part of this is that why I have not so much burnouts is that actually it becomes the third part, because first part is not regretting and learning the things. This is only the third part, because the first part is not regretting, and second part is admitting if when I feel tired and when I feel burnout, I'm admitting that okay, I'm tired, I'm burnout, and I need to fix it, and I need to kind of listening to self, and listening to self and admitting self. As a person that people are getting tired and I'm getting, I respect myself.
Of course, yeah.
And the third part is to do the things that you love. Really, the most of times people are doing the things that others do, and they think that
things that other people are doing, right?
Yes, and I will give you a brief example. For example, here is Robin, and he's a quite well businessman, and he graduated from LCC, and these kind of things that he's always dressed and stuff. And I'm the freshman of LCC.
Yeah.
And the thing is that what I'm thinking is that wow, he has a business, he has a good life from one side.
Yeah.
And then I said, I need to become a businessman. But I don't question what kind of way this guy went through. And I want to become actually Robin, in kind of not Robin, but in the place of Robin. It's not about my heart told me, or I do something I love. I love the status of Robin. And I love statuses of it, it can be a businessman, it can be a psychologist, oh, this guy is a psychologist, and I do the things because I love the status of psychology, and I want to achieve this. And that's actually, in any place, any kind of place or field, this is very difficult. To become a soldier, you need a huge huge resistance, emotional and the mental, and huge braveness and the honor and dignity and so on and so on. You cannot just love the status of soldier and not burn out during this path, to become a soldier.
The process.
Yeah, because it's tough. It's tough. But if you like to be defender, if you like to if you have this dignity and honor and strength, then you become what you love. You are already, but you learn more about this. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the.
Yeah, I just want to summarize what you said, and I think you just suggested like a really good mechanism. Like you said, first you identify the problem.
Yes.
Oh, before that you reflect. You see, okay, if this is what happened, how it happened, right? First you reflect, and then you identify the problem, and then you try to fix it. And it's amazing you talked about apology. I know apologies are very, very difficult, but they are very important.
You know why it is difficult apology actually? Because we don't admit that we are mistaken.
Right.
Or we admit that we are mistaken, and where it goes wrong is that then I feel so much shame, and my arrogance does not let me to say apologize. But this is actually to not to have the ability to apologize. This is a weakness.
Right, and
because look at the point from this point, when it's very difficult to say sorry for someone, say, you know what, I made a mistake, I am sorry.
To forgive is difficult.
It's a different thing. To ask for mercy, it's another hill of the the thing is that when we are sorry, when we are admitting our mistake, and when we are sorry, we are coming out from the most comfortable condition. So we leave the comfort zone. We jump over our head because it's difficult to say sorry, and it's difficult to
to be vulnerable in another way.
To be vulnerable, be vulnerable, but it's not a vulnerability. It's just more about the putting head down.
Right.
Putting head down, we immediately fight against our arrogancy, and we defeat it.
Right.
We're defeating it, and that makes it make it difficult and the perfect thing to won on yourself.
Awesome, great. Yeah, so I just wanna go you reflect, and then you identify the problem.
Admit the problem. Yeah.
Right. You identify that, you admit that, and then you try to fix it. And there is very good thing you said about self-actualization. It's not about imitating someone else's behavior or their path, but you actually sit down with your own self and you find what you love.
Yes.
Right? You can. I think we all can be motivation for someone, but nobody can walk in my shoes or your shoes, or we cannot walk in other one's shoes, because the other thing was you talked about process, and I think process is also very, very, very important. And everybody wants to go to the final product, but they don't want to go to the processing. That was very wise of you, I think, and So I also want to ask you, you already talked about you work with people, couples struggling in their relationships, so more like a life coach. I would like to do it.
It's life coaching. It is life.
I mean, it's the casual way to say it, let's say. But what was one motivation for you to go and study psychology? As you said, you went to LCC because there was psychology major offered, but why psychology?
That's actually a huge process of why psychology, but if I summarize it, I believe in a human limitless character.
Great.
guys, we can do everything, like literally everything. We can overcome anything. And somehow I saw that we are forgetting it. We are forgetting it, and we become kind of robots. We become robots, and even the emotional level, we have this kind of programmed emotions, like, you know, and we forgot to dream. What I see in many cases, we forgot to dream. In order to achieve something, you need to have a dream.
Oh yeah.
Like, otherwise you're a robot who is working as a factory worker, who just put some details and sense to a dreamer, you know, to accomplish the task. That's the point, like, you know, people had a dream of freedom and of, like, you know, of creating and building the things to make life easier, and now what? Now most of people are in rush.
Right.
Most of people are on the first stage of Maslow's pyramid, you know. I am living in a paycheck to paycheck, and yeah, I don't have the ability to manage my money, to not to live like this. However, the financial conditions are so much low because
right.
But I'm struggling to survive. And this survival drags me down more and more, and I'm forgetting the dream.
Right.
Because then dream comes irreal. That's the.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree. So now let's tell us about Elgesio.
Elgesio sprendimai.
Yeah.
Sprendimai.
What do you do there? What is this organization? How did you connect with them?
Yeah, that's amazing question. This is this technically calls organization. Yes.
Okay.
That's we can call it organization, but more likely, the proper name for it would be Elgesio sprendimai is a family. Like, really, it's a family, it's a community. It's a people who share the same idea of human character, about the limitless character of human.
Awesome.
And we don't believe in impossible. We believe that we can do anything. And this organization is straight oriented on behavioral solutions, and from Lithuanian to English, this is the translation of Elgesio sprendimai. And we are working there with people on spectrum. Spectrum is a huge variety of mental diversity, I would say.
Okay,
mental
nice.
diversity.
That's very nice way to put it.
This is because I'm trying to put it in words that I believe.
Nice.
Like, you know,
nice.
Many people understand this as disabilities and so on and so on. Yes, it is some kind of disorder.
Right.
However, if we manage well the society, I mean, we can find the strength of the person and develop the strength in a person.
Nice.
And so that's basically what we do in Elgesio sprendimai.
And what are the age groups? Who are the people you're working with?
Yeah. So I will. So we now I got your question. And so what specifically we do is that we work individually, also one-to-one, with a person on spectrum, and also we have groups. We have groups for kids. We have groups for teenagers also.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, social groups. These are social groups where we how to help to develop and improve the social skills and the skills of like gaining the skills of task solving skills.
Right.
Yeah, these kind of things, and also we have a great project that we are doing now. It's a Sunday coffee.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I've
Sunday
been there.
coffee,
Yes.
please, guys.
Yeah.
I am, and we are inviting you to come every Sunday at 3 o'clock. At 12. No. So sorry. I'm going to repeat this.
It's actually after
I'm
Mass,
in
right?
wait- sorry?
After Catholic Mass that happens here
Yeah,
in the church, and after the church you can just join the cafe. I've been here. It's amazing.
Yeah. Let me.
Sure.
So, guys, I'm inviting you, and we are inviting you every Sunday from 12 to 3 on Sunday coffee. And
Right.
Sunday coffee, you're not only going to taste the best coffee in the world, but also you're gonna taste and feel the love and the community and the warmest environment where you're gonna be served by kids on spectrum, by autistic kids.
Yeah.
Please come and play your role in development of this kind of project where children and teenagers gonna learn how to love the job that they do.
Yes.
And also, as your benefit, you're gonna taste the greatest cakes and the greatest soup and coffee that actually also were made by kids. And by this, you're gonna be part of the huge love. So I'm
Awesome.
waiting you guys.
Awesome. And I surely double that, and I witnessed it, and I wanna go a little bit deep into that. So, can you share like a small story from some of the kid or maybe the staff member who are actually working with you? How this is happening, and I mean, how is this helping just to motivate people more to come and join, as you said, like play your role in their development and in the society as a whole, So yeah, does it make sense?
I think
That's it?
kind of and kind of not, but you know what? I think I would start from the beginning because this is very interesting process how we went through all of this and how we started it and then you can
Sure, we'll take care of that.
manage
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So here Rita Carolina, who is a manager of the Elgesio manager, it's right word, right? Yeah.
Right.
Boss.
Yeah. She's taking care of most of the things, let's say.
It's she started this Elgesio sprendimai.
Oh, she's the initiator.
She is the kind of heart of the
Okay, great.
organization
Awesome.
family.
Yeah.
She's the heart. She started it and she developed it and she's doing everything to build and develop more and more and more. And that's why I'm questioning my the word manager, because it's like she did everything. She started from the scratch and she developed it
Awesome.
and of course by help of friends. And not me, I came late. Already it was ready, everything.
Yeah.
The thing is that how we started it, here she would make this kind of events where children would kind of serve the people by coffee and some cookies and cakes and so on and so on. And then we thought, after COVID actually, we thought that, okay, what if we create an environment where these kids is gonna be more involved and learn how to work, work. And we took we made the research and we took some examples from USA and from European different developed countries. This is a project of transformation on working environment, and this kind of quite popular in different countries. However, according to my knowledge, in Baltic countries, they don't have this kind of place. There are places where people are working, and there are places that, in some cases, they're teaching how to work in different fields. Like for example, I know I don't remember the country actually, but I know that one of them has they're working with the sheeps. Like
nice.
the animal sheeps, animal sheep.
Yes.
Sheep. With the sheep, and they're cutting, and they're
nice.
taking care of the environment, and they're living also there. But to this kind of place where the teenager comes and works and then goes home, and this kind of thing.
Right.
I haven't seen it so.
Yeah.
And we certainly thought that why not? Let's create the environment, and just for information, these kind of projects require a lot of money. Crazy lot of money, to create different fields and different opportunities for the teenagers to find the interest and so on and so on. And we actually were scared to do it. We were scared, kind of.
To start it, and
when
if
you're
it's not
hesitating,
sustained.
how we gonna manage it? This needs so much money. How we, you don't have resources for this, and so on and so on.
Right.
And at the end, we decided to
Let's do it.
let's do it. Whatever, and our friends are helping in doing this all things, and we set together this kind of thing, this project with Inga and with Loreta. So I'm all in ladies, the beautiful ladies, and you can cut this, but anyway, they are very beautiful.
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So we started it, and we are developing it, but the purpose of it's not only work, because let's take the idea of work. What is idea of work?
Right.
To put your energy, put your effort, and then get paid for it. That sucks.
Right. Yeah. And
That's.
I mean, that's the normal way we look at the work.
It's
like the cliche thing to look at that.
And what we are trying to achieve here is not just to have an ability to cook or to serve. No, we are oriented to teach them by our example, of course, and there is a whole process, supervising, shadowing, and so on, during this process, how we provide this knowledge to the teenagers, and we try to teach them how to love the job that they do.
Right.
And why it is important, because after this project, when teenagers gonna go out and they're gonna be adults, and they're gonna go in the world and new stage of their life, and they can deal and manage any kind of job, because they're gonna know how to motivate self, how to love the job what they start, and how to accomplish the tasks that they start. That's the most important for us, to give this love of the work.
I think that's really, really important, and it's just amazing what you're doing.
And they actually has a background quite a few times before we started this.
Mhm.
I was asked actually from the parents, like, the question was like, I'm kind of quoting,
Mm-hmm.
parent of autistic children.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me separately, of course.
Yeah.
They asked me that when I'm going to die, what happens with my child? And
Wow.
then I expressed this to
Wow.
Rita and to Loretta and Inga and and then we come up with this idea to somehow and find the solution
Right.
for this question.
Very good. Very good. And like when I was in Sunday Cafe, I've been here like 3 times. One time you guys made like wonderful, beautiful, and very tasty pastries for
Yes.
Ghosts Givenimous event also. And I was just so touched to see like such high level of creativity, and I was like, wow. What I experienced in that environment is, or the things that I noticed is adaptability.
Yeah.
And I think the very big part that I was experiencing there in the environment, the vibe there was integration. The kids were like just coming and asking, do you need anything? And I was like so touched. I was like, I don't want to have so many things, but I really just do not want to say no. So it was like amazing experience. And yeah, I just want to double that. Please come and enjoy. It's a good food, good people, and really great social responsibility. And you actually feel good in yourself while you're there. Thank you for very deep and explaining it so well. I want to talk a little bit about City of Hope, Viltis Miestas. Also, you were part of it too. So tell me something about that and what actually Viltis, which is a Lithuanian word for hope, if I'm pronouncing it right. How would you define hope? And what you're doing shortly, if you can say, with the Hope City Viltis Miestas.
How would I define the hope?
How would you define hope? Yeah.
That's a good question.
It's just a tie back to your questions with yeah.
Hope is the engine.
Hope is the engine.
Human
Yeah.
to move. Hope is the motivation.
There you go.
Hope is the unframeable.
That's true.
Unframeable, no shape,
Uncontainable.
uncontainable, and unconditional force.
That's
Not
true.
just motivation, but
Yeah.
force to move and create things.
Yeah.
How it works
Mm-hmm.
is that we just talked about this. That's how it works. We hoped.
Mm-hmm.
We had this hope to do something better, to improve the life, and it's happening.
And the Viltis Miestas part, if you can elaborate a little bit on that, that would be really great to hear. Yeah.
That's the 40s. That's what we do actually. That's what we do. There is no me in this case. There is no me who is playing some part because look, I'm a part of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm part of the puzzle.
Nice.
Without the friends, there is no picture.
Right.
There is a part of the picture that actually can seem very unwilling and kind of ugly, unless you don't have other parts of the puzzle that create the whole beauty of picture, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's what we do. We that's what we do for the City of Hope. That we try to build a picture from each other, like, you know, and also somehow add more pictures, more puzzles to our picture as other humans, and grow the society,
Right.
and realize the hope that they have, that we have.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Yeah. And hope is very communicable. You know, it just stuck what you said in my mind, because in our language we have this like a idiom, like a phrase, and in our language it sounds like umid, which is an Urdu word for hope. Umid par dunya kaim hai. That the world is like, if I go for literal translation, it says like the world is built on hope.
Yes.
But the Urdu word that we use for kaim, it's called kaim, and it can also be used that the world is staying on hope.
Yes.
Like the world is like stable on hope, and like the static stage of the world right now, it's just hope. We hope for things to get better, as we shared, like Zaqaria shared, that we hoped that this would come in reality someday, and it's happening. We are going to the end of our podcast, and just few questions more. So, what do you think? Like, what are your plans? You can add your organization's plans also. What are your personal plan for next year? Like, the new year is coming.
Yeah, new year is
2023 is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The plans for organization is that to develop and improve the this project,
Right.
this Sunday Coffee project, because I think this is a very important people to know that we are developing it, we are trying with your help, like that people who come in to donate and who show teenagers that they are appreciated, and like, you know, this is a community, a society, like, you know, who provides the feedback for them, and this is very important. And we try to grow more and more, and you know what, I would say that I think for me it's irrelevant, but anyway, I'm the person who is trying to live in a present, and I'm living in a present, and I'm always looking at life as I just woke up, and I knew nothing before, you know.
Very good way to put it.
That's like, you know, it's a new experiences, new people, new things. You never know what's going to come next, and you are constantly surprised, and that's amazing feeling.
Right.
But the only thing what I'm looking at is that the people who I said, Loretta, Inga, Rita, they are very strong friends with very strong hearts.
Very good.
That they are hangers for these hopes that this organization puts and then realizes it, reflects it, right? So about our primary plan is to develop more and to share more our love.
Yeah.
And when you have this kind of group, and when you are in this kind of group, that's done. There is no plan that's not gonna work. there is like
Understand what you're saying.
yeah. When you have this kind of people,
Great.
nothing can stop you. Like
Very good.
Everything is possible.
Very good.
Yeah, my plans. I'm actually planning to go to masters
Mm-hmm.
in counseling for now.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Any university? Have you already applied or?
not yet, but I am thinking about few universities.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is in New York that I'm kind of aiming because what I hear they have a very much good program for a masters, and I want to get it in counseling.
Nice.
But because of knowledge,
Mhm.
not just masters,
Yeah.
no.
You're not running behind a piece of paper, but you're actually
No. I would
you're motivated to
Yeah,
to
yeah.
gain knowledge, to
Yeah,
improve your skills,
exactly,
and yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So that's what my plan, but
Awesome.
yeah.
So yeah, we already talked about burnout and mental health, emotions, and I think this was very rich conversation. And we are collaborating this podcast with Ghosts Given was my organization also. So it's really pleasure to be with you, Zaqaria, and to know you as a person for a long time. And like just last question, like let's say two questions. How can people join? You already said like people can come, integrate, donate, which is a big part. It's a big project, and I being an NGO runner and growing in a community that's based on fundraising, I know fundraising is a challenge. What are the other ways people can get involved with Elgesio? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can guys always always you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on LinkedIn also. You can communicate through there, or also on Facebook and Instagram. There is our email that you can contact. And also, we are now working on our website. In this website would be everything there gathered. Then you can communicate through this website. It's going to be Elgesio sprendimai.lt. And or just come to Sunday coffee on Sunday 12 to 3 and enjoy with coffee and communicate and volunteer or work and so on and so on. And etc.
Awesome. So yeah. So Antanas and we have been serving youth in Klaipeda for I'm here for 4.5 years by now.
Same.
And yeah. So so we are I just like working with youth, and I think from this rich conversation and something that can come from your heart and mind, what one message you want to give to youth of Klaipeda?
Youth of Klaipeda.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. It can be kind of cliche.
But it's good to remind.
Yeah, it's still.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna, yeah. Guys,
Okay.
Youth, you mean like how old?
Like young people, let's say teenagers, and let's add young adults also in that.
Teenage.
Or say something say something, something that you think yeah, something that comes from your heart, some encouragement, motivation, or something, or anything,
I would, yeah, not just youth, but
Yeah.
I think it's
Let's say everyone.
for everyone. I think because I'm just sharing my life. What I think is right is that the idea of life is not a struggle. Actually, it's not a struggle. The idea of life is life with itself. We need to live. we need to appreciate
Oh yeah.
every each second what we have, like, you know. And please, this is going to be my message that live, make mistakes, fix them, and be grateful.
Amen.
Because these all are your experience, and this all makes you who you are. And this is most important message what I'm saying. Don't let anybody, mostly yourself, to convince you that you are not able to do something. This is, my dears, this is your definition of are you able to do something or not? So, there is nothing impossible. There is nothing impossible. Do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zaqaria, and thank you for your time. And it's been really great, and such a rich conversation.
Thank you for the invitation, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching us, and we will be back to you with someone else from Memel Talk, Klaipeda, like Zaqaria. Take care, man.